Okay. Yeah, we're gonna keep that in.
Yeah, it's heat. Go with that.
Yeah, it's heat and stuff.
Yeah, drop
welcome
it.
back to Show Em The Dore. Are you ready?
Yeah, hold on. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Show Em The Dore, the only podcast where typically every single week we confer together and be like, okay, it's your turn to introduce, but this time we didn't.
Yeah.
So it went into fight or flight mode of who was going to say the words. And I have been proven to be the more dominant host.
Disagree.
For whatever reason, I spoke first, and I don't know if it would have gotten started.
Viewers, do you want to know why he actually did it?
Otherwise,
elsewise, weirdo. The reason why he started is because I introduced last week, and so we all knew internally that it was his week.
What did you say last week?
I don't remember. You think that stays in my memory ever?
Bro, podcast host doesn't know his podcast?
Podcast host knows my podcast. It just, I don't remember every single opening line. The minutia. The Lord. Okay. What are you talking about?
The minutia.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of running the bread bank.
What?
The bread bank.
Oh, it's a bread bank video.
The minutia of running the bread bank.
Have you guys seen the bread bank video? I would link it, but I can't link videos that aren't mine until I hit the
video of these, like...
It's like edited people that are deep fried talking about bread for a while. It's a weird video. It's funny.
It's really odd.
I enjoy it.
Shout out to Olivia.
Yeah, that's facts. She's the one who showed it to us. And then her sister talked about it all the time.
Really? Haley?
Yeah, Haley talked about it all the time.
Haley is in a wolf pack.
True.
She's a founding member.
That's not an alpha.
But not the alpha.
Yeah, which is tough.
That's a little embarrassing. Imagine you found a wolf pack.
That's like you join a wiffle ball team and then miss a fly ball.
And on that note, wiffle ball, okay?
Wait, we're not gonna do. Okay, yeah, we'll start with wiffle ball.
Yeah, we gotta give the people what they want.
I guess that just goes.
They're getting angry.
Okay, Willem, do you want to explain how wiffle ball went?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know anything else.
That's fair.
So, we played another wiffle ball game, right? First of all, it's another story again, because my 45 minutes I get in therapy is not nearly enough. I gotta vent to y'all too. Mm-hmm. I didn't even tell Martez about this stuff, man. Shout out to Martez. I hope you watch it.
Shout out UCC therapists.
They typically do a good job, and if they've wronged you, I'm sorry, but they do well for me, I think. So, yeah, so I had one of my frat things up, and I got back like 3 a.m, and Chris was like, "What time are you gonna be back? We got some BP at 9:15 in the morning." And I'm
absolutely,
like,
we do.
Yeah, I'll be ready. I get back at 3, and I'm like.
Also, you didn't tell me you're gonna be out till 3, else I wouldn't have.
Dude, you texted me at like 11:45 or midnight, and you're like, "How long are you gonna be out?" And I'm like, "I'll be back in half an hour."
Exactly.
And then I get into Ryan's car, and I think, yeah, we're going home for sure. And then we end up in Waffle House, and I'm like,
that's a place that you end up at that time.
And I just sat at Waffle House.
You guys feel like Waffle House has a gravitational pull once it hits midnight?
No,
where it's
all
like,
the brothers were there. All the brothers were there. And so, like, it makes sense that everyone's going there. But Ryan and I, like, had decided not to go.
And then he did.
And then he ended up driving there, and I'm like, this is not where I live, Ryan. So I just sat in the booth in the corner there. Didn't say a word.
Missed me dearly.
I did. I was really tired because I didn't sleep. It was 3 a.m. I was hungry, but I'm poor, so I'm not going to order a Waffle House. So I sat there, like, despondent. Yeah. I was sick, so I'm not having a good time.
You got me sick.
Yeah, I get back to my homestead at 3 a.m, and I fall asleep. And then Chris wakes me up.
His healthy roommate.
At 10:15.
Yeah, I woke him up an hour late.
He's like, Willem. And I'm like...
It's time.
You're like, I gave you an extra hour. And I'm like, that's really considerate of him.
Well,
he knows
I knew he got in late.
Yeah, I know. And then
7 hours is enough, though. I'm like, he can get up and get some BP.
In my head, I think to myself, I would like to go get some BP. 1, I know it means a lot to Chris. And B, I want to go yard in this game today.
Yes.
So I'm like, all right, let's go. And then I can't do anything. So I'm like...
Yeah, no, I sit on my bed and I'm like, Willem, it's time. And I sit there for a few minutes because I know he's a little hesitant to get up every day. And I see him like try, but I never see his eyes open once. And I'm
I
like,
went, this is the best I could do.
yeah.
And then you're like, for 15 minutes.
Well, no, I was like, are you going to get up? You go, I don't know.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I didn't realize I mustered the words.
At some point, I gave it up, and I went and watched some Vandy baseball, dreaming of my own baseball career. But yeah, he did not.
I eventually woke back up again at around noon, and Chris was like, take all of your medicine and eat food. We're going to play some ball. And I'm like, thank you.
Well, because the game was at 12:45.
It was at 1:45.
Was it at 1:45?
Yes.
We got there at 12:45.
Yeah, so we get there at 12:45, toss around some balls.
I was going yard in BP.
You were, I was not.
Okay.
No.
Okay, never mind. He sucked.
I was doing it
terrible.
early from BP to the game. We get into the game, and it's against these bums.
These bums,
Except one dude who's in a band.
just to be clear, we're going to say that everybody we play are bums.
No, but like these guys I don't enjoy. Mostly just one of them, and the other one I'm like, all right, you seem like a cool dude. The third one I know because I worked out with him once. The fourth one I know because he's in a band that has a song that I love.
Okay.
So 3 of them were pretty solid. The one dude I'm just like, ugh. You know what I mean? I can't even remember his name.
You just don't like people that talk trash to us because we don't win.
Well, no, it was disrespectful talking trash. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what
I'll
talking
yell at
trash
you. No, I'll
is.
yell at you, but then I'll be like friendly after the fact. I'm sitting between my father and my little brother at a basketball game, and I see the guys in front of us, and 2 of them are like, hey. And then the dude in the middle doesn't recognize me, and they're like, oh, it's the dude we played in wiffle ball. And he's like, oh. And I'm like,
That's
yeah, you
funny.
guys killed us. I'm next to my father right now. You can give me the what's up, you know?
Yeah,
like, I would never clown someone in
killed.
front of their dad. Well, they didn't kill us, actually. But, like, it's not a victory that they would be like, oh, yeah, I'm real proud of that. We got you guys. You know, it's like, I mean, we kind of just rolled over and took it, you know?
Yeah.
And you'll know that here once I tell the story. But I just don't like that dude in particular. Duke is cool. I worked out with him. He's big, strong. He got his hair and beard, so I was like, I recognize this guy.
Yeah.
But I didn't know him until later that night. And I'm like, oh, I know you. Chris, I don't remember his last name. It's Kelly or something, is in the band Edgehill. Shout out Edgehill. Go listen to their music. Their song, Shooting Glances. It's so good. We'll listen to it later. I love Shooting Glances.
Okay.
It was like top 10 in my most listened to songs last year. Shout out, guys. But your wiffle ball team angers me deeply. So I would like post it and tag them to like plug them, but I'm disrespecting your name, so I won't. So we're playing some wiffle ball, right? Chris is starting pitcher. We're all swinging some bats. Sam is doing Sam things, which is getting some weird singles off some weak ground balls up the third base line and then making it by his pure straight line speed. And Chris is going up there and doing Chris things of, oh, wah, wah, boom.
I haven't struck out once on the season.
Yeah, but you did fly out. Like,
I've flown out about 300 million times, but I make really meaningful contact directly to a defender.
He makes some really solid, nice feeling contact directly to the other team.
Yeah, either that
He
or
hits lasers to the defense.
either that, like, the thing is that will happen, or I'll bottom a ball so it, like, absolutely flies directly in the softest way to the pitcher. I think that happened, like, twice. I was not happy with myself.
So, Nick, one of our teammates, whom I know because he's my teammate, I remember his name, he hits a home run. First inning. So
First pitch.
First pitch. This is nice, you know? And then I go up at bat and immediately, like, ground out, I think, or strike out or something. I struck out a couple times, so it was not pretty. We go out into the field. We changed our tactics a little bit because our thought was Sam was making some mistakes at third, and he was less of a liability at center field because they never hit the ball out there. So I was a more meaningful defender there. And then I, like, subsequently had probably 4 errors in a row. They hit it between my legs probably 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
And it just went right through my legs, right under me.
I elicited a lot of soft contact.
It was perfect ground outs. 2/3, I tossed it to the mound. But it was just zoom, and then into the outfield because I just didn't get to it. And then it was just a single, and singles add up because if you get 4 of them in a row, somebody's home. And then Duke was a really aggressive base runner, so like he performed well on the bases and got like, he gave him a lot. It was not a great game in that first inning. And then I feel like we kind of tightened it up.
We only had 2 bad innings.
Yeah.
And it was the first inning of both games.
First inning of the first game, we sucked. And then the second and third inning of the first game, it was like, meh, you know. You were losing control a little bit in the end.
Yeah.
So we go into the second game thinking, okay, let's try something new. And we take Sam Sleeman, vote him for VSG president. Sam Slyman, vote him for VSG president with Kendall Grubbs.
Yes.
2 B's, Grubbs. Slyman, Slime, Ann. And Sam takes the mound. And he proceeds to walk a guy.
There was like
5 pitches.
There was 2 pitches behind him. Like it was not good.
2 of which were behind him. And so let's flash back a little bit. The night before, Chris and I are throwing BP, and I can't throw. Just a thing to know about me. I can't throw. So Chris is like, I'm tossing Chris some balls to hit, and it's just not worth our time because I can't get him into the zone for him to hit. It's not worth any practice. Savannah probably could have done better.
No, I don't agree.
Well, she couldn't. Sorry, Savannah, you suck. And so the night before I'm talking, and I'm like, dude, I want 1 batter next game. I'm begging you, man. Put me out there. So after Sam walks the guy, he's like, Willem? And I'm like, now's my time, man. I'm taken to the mound, and I get on the mound, and I walk 2 guys. But it was a better fight than Sam.
Yeah, definitely.
Sam walked him in maybe 5 pitches. Mm-hmm. I walked him in more like
I think you loaded
8.
the counts both of the times.
Yeah, I think I had a full count on both. And then I ended up walking him because I have no control and I did not warm up by any means on the mound. They didn't give me any warm-up pitches. They're just like, get out there, you're hot. And I'm like, and we get to the dude that I hate. And he's like, all right, grand slam. So, Connor Campbell, the commissioner of the league.
Shout out Connor Campbell. That's my boy.
Turns on, like, a video on his phone. So it cuts the music, dead silent. Me up there. Toss him some balls. And I think in, like, maybe
it was
3
0-2.
pitches.
It was like 1-2.
I was getting out. I was like, there's no way. There's
you
no way
would've-
he's hitting a grand slam on me. It's the dude that I hate, whom I can't stand, whom I hope gets a splinter in all of his fingers successively every day. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You know what I mean? Every day.
Sure.
1 in each one. I hope his throat hurts just enough to be like, that's inconvenient, but I'm not going to take medicine or anything. You know what I mean? I hope he...
You have a lot of hate for this guy for no reason.
I hope he thinks that there's one more step on a set of stairs than there is. So he, like, does that thing where you, like, just put your foot down funny. Like, you don't fall. It doesn't hurt. It just jolts you because you imagine you're going to go down farther than you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he hits his knee when he gets out of a desk. Once a week, at least.
I didn't hate this guy. He was talking, but, like,
the rest
so
of the
does
guys were
everybody
cool,
else.
and they talked trash, and it was, like, in a way of, like, yeah, this is wiffle ball trash talk. The other dude's like, brother, you played really poorly as well, is the thing. He registered 1 hit all game, and he was 0-2 that very at bat, and he goes yard on me.
Yeah, it was a grand slam.
It was a grand slam. I had 3 earned runs. Sam had 1, 4-0.
There were no earned if it was all walked.
Oh, no. Well, 1 was earned because it was a home run.
Yeah.
So I had 1 earned run.
Yeah, you just have...
I was just responsible for 3 runs, you know? But and then I proceed to get the next 3 outs immediately.
You let up one more run through those 3 outs because it was 5.
Oh, you're right.
I know I am.
I did let up one more run. I forgot.
It was a rough first inning.
Yeah, it was a rough first inning, but then I want to say I got like the last 2 batters.
Yeah, ish. I don't remember exactly.
I can't remember the specifics. I thought it was better now. But I was pulling together. I was like hitting the zone more consistently now, because I was getting my warm up pitches. You know, just makes sense. We go to bat, nothing. We're back out there on defense, and I'm like, okay, am I gonna let in another 5 runs? Like, we got a run rule.
That's where I move up.
So we made some defensive changes.
We said, Nick, you're going to stay the entire outfield.
Yeah, and then Chris moved into the infield. And we went 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah.
In the second inning. We went up to bat. Did nothing.
As we do.
As we do. We go back top of the 3rd inning. 3 up, 3 down. Because I may be the greatest pitcher of all time. Once I can hit the zone.
We also have competent people in the infield nowadays.
Give me Chris in the infield and me with 20 pitches under my belt, and we have nothing. We may allow your average everyday bloop 20 million yards behind me where it's just a solo shot home run. That happens though. And yeah. Nick is good The
thing is, I have full belief that where Nick lines up, he is going to be able to cover every single if it's gonna go out, it's gonna go out.
Yeah.
And so unless somebody pushes it to right field, I mean, we weren't lining up there anyway.
Improbable.
So
inconceivable, if you will.
If that happens, you have to run right, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And then you're on the mound and I toss it back to you.
Yeah.
Just hit first, actually.
Just try to get it in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we go up to bat. The bats are on. Bottom of the 3rd. To force game 3, we get a run home. We get another run home.
No, what happens is so Sam gets a hit.
Yeah.
I should have had a hit, and then I don't run because I'm terrible at the game, if you remember that.
No.
I hit the ball, I line it to center, and it was for all intents and purposes, it should have been a hit. I didn't sprint through the base. I just was jogging because I thought they were going to try to get Sam at second instead of me at first. And so I'm like, oh, that was a hit. That was a dub. And because I'm only jogging and not really, really running, they get me. And so we would have had 2 on, no outs. But then, you walk. I don't remember what Nick does. I go in for Sam. No, I'm sorry. That might have been an inning. That might have been an inning differently. I know at one point I came up to bat and I could have hit a walk-off grand slam. I mean, a walk-off 3-run homer.
Yeah, so it was 2-5.
No, it was. We had scored. It was 1-5 going into that inning. We had scored 2 runs and then we had 2 on.
So it was 3-5.
Yeah, and then
it was 3-5. I had walked and I was to second, and Sam was on first.
And there was 1 out.
And there was 1 out. Chris is up to bat.
I hit it straight to the pitcher.
Yeah, it was direct. It wasn't even I could have tagged up or anything. It was swift.
Not good.
Chris takes my base, and I'm at bat.
I think it would have been funny if you tagged up, though.
Game on the line. I probably could have made it. They had nobody on 3rd. Game on the line. I walk up, and I sigh to what's his name, and I say, I guess I gotta be the hero. Shohei Ohtani now. And
Bitch strikes out.
It was a full count.
Yeah.
It was a full count, and I swung and struck out. And it was tough. It was their pitcher. They changed pitcher second game to that dude, my nemesis. I hope I play him in the playoffs because he is legitimately the closest thing I have to a rival.
We would have
with our at bats.
We would have to make the championship for that to happen because they're out of conference.
He firmly beat me in that round because he had a grand slam off me and struck me out to save the game.
Yeah.
Or save the game. I gotta come back. But here's the thing: I'm not letting up another run for the rest of the season. Is the thing.
Yeah, that's facts. You know, it's a little bit easier not to let up runs whenever you actually get the guaranteed outs. All I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I think the way that we do it, we're actually getting those guaranteed outs, which is huge.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the next couple weeks to figure out how that happens.
It was an exhibition game, by the way. So
Oh, yeah. So where we thought we'd be 0-2, there was an announcement where those games are going away, and we are now 0-0 with nothing on the season. So I haven't. I'm not 1 for 14 for the season. I'm 0 for 0 on the season.
We have nothing.
So
we are ready to go in
these are
and
really important exhibition games.
hit 500.
Here's what I'm thinking. The last 2 innings that we had, we scored 3 runs across the 2 innings and didn't allow 1. So if we can keep that kind of momentum going forward, I think that we're in a really good spot.
Yeah.
If I can ever learn how to hit the ball, we're in a really great spot.
And after the game, we were like just messing around, and Sam figured out how to hit the ball with great consistency.
Yeah, and
he was working on his like laying
game
off
knowledge.
pitches.
Yeah,
game knowledge. Sam is going to be.
Sam is good. I think
Sam's
gonna
be solid.
He'll be a fine player. Nick is good.
Can switch hit, which will confuse guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna play some unorthodox ball.
Yeah, definitely.
We've drawn up some plays. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Come out and watch our games.
But with that being said, I think we have real sports to talk about.
Yeah, the sports of campus.
The Vanderbilt Sports. So, basketball.
Basketball.
We've played 1 game, and we will be playing 1 game in exactly an hour and a half. So, we played Mississippi State. It was another game. It was our first full game where they could game plan for not having Liam, which is really important because if we can win there, then we can win when people know we're not going to have the focal point of our offense. Mm-hmm. And we were at that game. It was a good game. We were ahead the entire time, but there was a few times they made it interesting. We can't rebound to save our life. I think we got out-rebounded 45-23.
Yep.
It was tough. Not a good time. But, I mean, Jordan put up, I think, 15, 16. Tyron put up, I think, 15. The people made shots when they needed to. And by the end, I think we won by 5. It wasn't, our best game of the whole world, but...
It also wasn't as close as that score says towards the end.
I would agree.
We ran away with it at the end, and then they came back a little, but it was our game.
Yeah. So, now, because of that, we were given the 6th seed in the SEC tournament, though we are tied for 4th with 3 teams. We have, in the SEC standings, Tennessee, Missouri, and Kentucky all had... No, Tennessee, Missouri, and us all had the same thing. And so it went Missouri, UT, I think, then Missouri, UT, Vandy.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
The team that was formerly, what's y'all's highest ranking this year? Where'd you peak?
7-ish.
And now they're finishing tied with Vanderbilt in the SEC.
Yeah, they're ranked number 7.
That's a classic Tennessee season.
They also lost one of their best players to Rib Zakai.
Help my boy get healthy.
Soon. Yeah. Thankfully, he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's also about the size of a toddler.
Yeah, it's true.
But he can ball like a toddler playing against infants.
Yeah.
He's like a baby stealing candy from unborn children.
He's, in my opinion, just a little bit more of an advanced Ezra. And, that's no disrespect, because I think Ezra is one of the best defensive players. But Zakai, they're the same person, kind of. They're both stars on defense. Zakai was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate midway through the season. I think Zakai can shoot the 3. I think Ezra's probably a better passer. But I don't think it's a great discrepancy.
I think their offensive games are completely different.
I don't think I agree.
What's Ezra's bread and butter?
His is
moving the ball and then driving the lane. Zakai shoots.
No, you don't watch enough Tennessee basketball. He shoots when he has to. He drives.
Successfully?
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I also have seen him shoot, and that in and of itself puts him in a different category from Ezra because Ezra's hit maybe 2 threes.
He doesn't attempt threes.
Yeah.
It's like if Ezra had better range, he'd be Zakai Sigler.
Yes.
Anyway.
Sure.
The point is that Vandy plays again tonight versus LSU, who beat us and kind of momentarily dashed our tournament hopes when they did. However, if we beat them tonight, as well as go on to beat Kentucky tomorrow, I think we have a really good chance to make it into the tournament. LSU has one good player. His name's KJ Williams. And
what does the KJ stand for?
I have no idea.
Colonel Johns?
Yeah, it was definitely Kevin James. I don't know. But
I was thinking Colonel Sanders. I don't know why I said Johns. And Colonel starts with a C.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like popcorn Colonel.
Spell Colonel.
Which one?
The
Colonel.
Spell Lieutenant.
No.
What? You can't.
No. So,
okay, I can't argue with that, I guess.
Yeah, I can't argue with that one.
Lieutenant. Lieutenant.
Yeah. So,
Sarge.
we, we're playing that tonight. It's going to be a really big game for us. And we will give analysis on it next week. And the entire, we won't next week because we have a week off.
Nope.
In 2 weeks, we'll give the entirety of the SEC tournament and the analysis that will come from that.
So if we are your primary source of sports news, you're going to be wondering
You gotta follow the Twitter.
You're going to wonder for a while.
Follow the Twitter at Show Em The Dore. I have made the UT fan base very angry because I told them that baseball doesn't hate them because they're good. They hate them because they're arrogant. Could just be me. But, so then speaking of baseball, that's our second sport. We've played 5 games since we've last spoken, me and you. We played in the Cambria Classic up in Minnesota. We played in the Minnesota Vikings Stadium. It was terrible. Not only were the outfield proportions so incredibly messed up, but also they didn't have a replay. You would think an NFL field would have enough equipment to be able to have replay, but no.
Replay?
No, it was like a game from the 1980s. We're like, yeah, you're watching the game, but there's no advanced, oh, did he actually make it? It was all on the refs to get the right calls.
They're like, nah, he was off by a mile. And it's like, no. Oh, well, we'll never know.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember there was a questionable call in one of the first innings I watched, and I was like, oh, they'll review that. And then they were like, oh, well, we don't have a review. And I'm like, hold on, what? And so we played Nebraska, there it is, the first day, and we were up 3-1 in the 7th, and normally that means we're going to win the game, and then we gave up 4 runs, and we lost 5-3. It was not a good game, though RJ Shrek had a pretty solid day. I think all of our runs when we were up 3-1 came on solo shot home runs, which is cool because it means we actually have some power in the bats.
True.
But RJ Shrek had a huge weekend because the second day we played Maryland, who was number 18 at the time. Also the only ranked team that we played in the Cambria College Classic. And it was a really close game. I think we won 8-7. I got to see the first 7 innings, and then we were walking to baseball because it started at 11. So I did get to watch until about 12:30 because that's when we walked over to get BP in.
Oh, wiffle ball.
Yes.
You say baseball sometimes, and then I think
I'm so sorry.
Vanderbilt baseball, and then I'm like, wait, no, us, the real baseball.
And so we're up considerably. The thing is Vanderbilt's offense has been really spotty this year. Where some days we come out and we're hitting, and I'm like, we could be the best team in the nation. And then what happens in Game 5 happens, as I'll talk about it, and I'm like, wow, we could be the worst team in the nation. But we're doing well. I think RJ Austin hits 2 home runs in that game. RJ went crazy. RJ Shrek also has been going nuts since the college.
RJs?
Yeah, the RJs have been propelling our offense to being okay. Legitimately, just them. And so we actually walk off the game in the bottom of the ninth in Maryland, and it was a good game. It was a sack fly by R.J. Schreck to win the game, 8-7. I actually didn't have a ton of complaints about that game because it's another good ranked team on a neutral field, and we were really up. We were up much more, and then we had a couple pitching blips. And I'm more confident that we fixed the pitching than we are to score more as the season goes. I think we'll probably do a little bit of both. But if you said, hey, do you expect your pitching to get more consistent or you to hit the ball more, I'm going to tell you that our defense will get more consistent before our offense does. So if we score 8 runs a game, I don't think we lose very much. I don't think that is going to happen, though. But in the third game, we played Minnesota, and we just kind of beat the brakes off them. Like, I think it only ended something like 5-1 or something. But, like, while I think that we should also hit the ball more and score more runs in that game, they didn't have a shot. Oh, no, it was 5-0 because it was a combined no-hitter. Grayson Carter started that game instead of Devin Fattrell, which I thought was interesting, but he pitched really well. It's actually been a very good week for most of our pitchers, as we'll get to in a second. Except for one, but we'll get to him too. But it was a no-hitter. It was pretty cool. I think we had one error, though, and I know that people had random walks, so it's not a big deal. I think it was a pretty successful weekend. We come out of a tournament 2-1 with the main downfall for the entirety of the thing is, we had a weird pitching blip, and I would like to hit more in game 1, but games 2 and 3 were good. So, I mean, there wasn't a whole ton to complain about there. Moving into our midweeks, we played Tennessee Tech on Tuesday, and I think we beat them like 12-1. Like, Grayson Moore started. Sam Laboki came out and looked really, really good. No. Sam Laboki was who came out on Sunday in the combined no-hitter. He got an award, like a weekly pitcher award because of it. Like, he pitched really, really well. But on Tuesday, it went Grayson Moore into Devin Fattrell, which is a little interesting because I don't know when he's going to pitch again, if maybe they're making him a midweek starter or if, I don't know what they're doing, to be honest with you. But we'll know more this weekend. But we just trashed Tennessee Tech, who's a pretty decent team. Like, of the midweek, in terms of midweeks, I think I would be more scared to play a series versus Tennessee Tech than I am to do our this weekend series against Loyola Marymount. And so then that had me pretty confident going into our Wednesday game versus Evansville, where Andrew Duckanch started. The only issue is that Andrew Duckanch they say Duckanich on TV. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong because he's going to be good. But he got hurt 2 batters in. And today I was walking to class and I heard a baseball player say that he just pulled his hamstring. So I tweeted about it. But, a pulled hamstring like that,
Hearsay.
It is hearsay. And, I technically, I don't have it confirmed. But I would have to imagine that a pulled hamstring won't keep him out for a ton of time. It'll definitely, it's something that he'll have to work through and then kind of ramp back up. So he might miss the start of SEC play. He'll probably miss this weekend if I had to guess. But he should be okay within a few weeks. So that's good. And we hope he gets healthy soon, and I hope that's all it was.
True.
But then Patrick Riley came out, and I was terrified because it's Pat Riley. And man went 4.2 innings and gave up 1 run, 1 hit. If that's all we wanted from Pat Riley. That's all we needed from him. And then that's when it got a little funky because it was 1-1. And we brought in Thomas Schultz and we brought in Moldo and Ryan Ginther to end the game at the 9th inning. Only the issue is it was still 1-1 at the end of the 9th inning, and the end of the 10th inning, and the end of the 11th inning, and the end of the 12th inning. And then we changed pitchers. And then it was still at the end of the 13th inning, and the 14th inning. And then the 15th inning, we changed pitchers again to a guy named J.D. Rogers. And it was still 1-1 at the end of the 15th inning, and the 16th inning. And then the top of the 17th, J.D. Rogers gets our 24th strikeout, which is a program record for the University of Vanderbilt.
It only took us 17 innings.
Yeah, it only took us almost 2 games. Then, in the bottom of the 17th, we get runners on, and Parker. And the thing is we get. What's funny about it is we get the winning run on third with nobody out. And so at this point, with a lineup like Vanderbilt's, that is a win.
Well, in the 16th inning, we had the winning run at third.
Oh, we had that multiple times. But when you have it, especially with no outs,
yeah, there you go.
it should be a 1 game.
Any sack fly.
Yeah, any sack fly.
Begging, please.
There was a couple times it was even Enrique, so any sack fly to the shortstop maybe. And so, but what's crazy about it is, I think the next, I think Jonathan Vastine or maybe, he strikes out. The next guy strikes out, and it's Parker Noland up, 2 outs, the guy still on third, and I'm like, oh my God, it's about to go to the 18th. And Parker Noland just hits a little base hit to right field, and it was RJ Schreck on third. He comes through, and we win the game in the 17th inning. And oh my God, it was 17 innings long. Ryan Ginther pitched 77 pitches. He didn't let up a single run. I think he let up 1 hit. Ginther pitched 4 innings.
May I call you Ginther?
If Ginther can pitch 4 innings reliably against decent teams, that's huge for us. Anyway, but it wasn't our best performance for sure, and something that we definitely need to clean up regarding the bats. Obviously, our offense was fine. We gave up 1 run to Evansville in almost 18 innings of action. I'm not all that mad about it. But we definitely need to clean up the bats and, find ways to manufacture more runs than 2 against Evansville.
Yeah.
That's not a ticket to Omaha when you're doing that. It is a ticket when you're beating your midweek teams that are good. Evansville and Tennessee Tech are both good teams in terms of midweek power. And so it was encouraging to see the 12-1 beatdown of Tennessee Tech, because Tennessee Tech, they beat UT last year. But it was not good to see the 2-1 win in 17 innings over Evansville. This weekend we played Loyola Marymount, which is the only reason I'm feeling okay, because we used all of our pitching staff in that one game, and I don't know who's going to be available other than our starters.
Me.
Yeah, they're going to have to pull bums off the street like Willem.
Me.
I assume David Horn will get some action.
David Horn.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. But yeah, I think that's all the sports for this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be live tweeting the basketball game, but I will maybe tweet a couple times.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Our tweets will be alive. Just can't promise that there will be a lot of them.
My tweets are banging. If you guys don't follow the Show Em The Dore Twitter, you should.
It's a good Twitter.
Yeah. So that being said, in the next couple of weeks, you're going to have a lot more content. We're going to have I think we're going to have a really good episode in a couple of weeks. We might have a guest on. We've been talking to a bunch of people, and they all have to talk to their PR people because we're a real university, and they're not getting back to us, which kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have anything else?
No.
Sick. And so I guess with that being said, this has been Show 'em the Door, all the way from the Curb Center Studios, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.